Next week, episode 366, will be the episode we have been waiting for years. The fight scene we have been waiting for years. Hashirama versus Madara. That fight, that single fight we've been hearing about, talking about. We saw it in a game. I think we saw it in Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 3. And it's gonna end up in next week's episode. I just cannot wait. So today's episode 365 of Naruto Shippuden. Sorry, I have a cold. It was a bit good but boring as well. The reason I'm saying that is because we've seen filler, we've seen flashbacks that preliminarily we should have saw in last week's episode, but I understand what they want to do in this episode. They want to put it in, blah blah blah. But it was unnecessary, it was long, and some of the stuff that we really wanted to see, we have to wait till next week. Like the introduction of the all four Hokages that we saw at the end. We want to see a bit more of that, but of course, we have to wait till next week. So we start off with, of course, we're back at the war of Naruto, talking about Neji. He's passing Chakra on to everyone in the Shinobi Alliance, and it is going well. Of course, he's moving at a very, predominantly fast speed. Of course, Hinata, of course, was very surprised that his chakra is so strong, and her air palm was in fact much stronger than previous, and that was really good. It would have been a lot better to see how strong Neji would have gotten, how strong his air palm would have gotten if he had the Nine Tails chakra, but of course, rest in peace again. Sorry, I'm very hot. It's summer in the UK. But anyways, yeah, we move on. We get to see Lee crying about Neji's death, and it was very sad. But after that, what we saw, it was very strange. But anyways, back to Neji crying. He had a flashback between him and Neji. Neji saying that, yeah, you saw me lose against Naruto, but when we fight, I will go all out against you. It will be your taijutsu against my Byakugan, taijutsu as well. And, it was a shame that we never got to see that. They were really close friends. Like Guy and Kakashi, Lee and Neji were very close friends. We never got to see it that much, but it was there. Trust me, it was there. So we got a bit of a flashback between Ino's father and Shikamaru's father. They're having a conversation with them. They're talking about the plan. Shikamaru's dad said you have become very much stronger even though you were behind me and all that kind of stuff. Ino had a discussion with her father as well. Blah, blah, blah. You become obedient. You become a great ninja and everything. You have surpassed, everyone. And yeah, it was basically a talk between father and daughter, father and son, as a flashback between the message they got before they died, before their fathers died. And that was great to see, but it was long, to be honest. So then we move on to Kakashi and Shikaku talking. He's talking about the chakra between the Nine Tails, how it felt when he received it, and how much power he was able to use with the Kamui since receiving that chakra. And apparently it was 3 times bigger than using it as normal with his own chakra, which is great. Oh my god, I need a fan in this bloody room. But yeah, it was an offside episode. So we move on with the Nine Tails telling us basically how the Nine Tails chakra is actually being transferred to everyone in the Shinobi Alliance. And he basically said that it's due to the fact that the 4th Hokage was able to transfer his chakra into Naruto when he was a child, so that, his spirit would have been able to talk to him. This was the power that Minato wanted Naruto to have. And the Nine Tails even admitted that Naruto has surpassed both Kushina and Minato, and the Nine Tails called them impudent fools, and I was just laughing at the fact that he still thinks that they're fools after what they did, but Naruto is basically a much better version of both of them, which is great. And throughout, when the battle sequence happened, I don't know if you read the manga. If you're only anime viewers, then spoiler. Well, not really a spoiler, it's happened. But when Naruto touched Lee in the manga, we saw them flash towards Madara and Obito. we saw them flash, like a very big yellow flash and a boom, you know how fast Lee is. And in this one, it was very different. We saw an eagle instead. They used a bird to chop the tentacles off the ten tails and disconnect Madara and Obito from the actual Jubi. In the manga, I thought it was shown differently. I thought it would have shown it the same way in the anime, but of course they showed it in a very different but togetherness kind of way, which I didn't really fancy at first. But you know, it worked for a little time. But then we go to Orochimaru, Jugo Keirin, Suigetsu, and Sasuke. I had to do the Orochimaru voice. So yeah, we got to see that they went to the outskirts of the Uzumaki village. I would have loved to see the outskirts of the village because it's beautiful. Apparently, as you know, they were the first to get wiped out in the Second Great Ninja War or something. Or was it the third? No, it was the second. They were the first to get wiped out because of their sealing techniques. And Orochimaru, they went to get the mask from that village because it is the Reaper Death Seal's mask, as you know. So, this mask was basically Orochimaru explained it that you can use this to seal away any soul. But if you want to take that soul out, you need to sacrifice yourself in order to take these souls out. And that is what he did. He sacrificed himself. And Jugo actually did something with his curse seal to get the white Zetsus that were implanted into Sasuke to spy on him to come out. There was more than one. There were 6 of them. One was for Orochimaru. One was for an extra one was basically there for Suigetsu to heal himself up, because when he implanted the chakra into Sasuke, you know, of course his body went smaller. And the 4 were for the Hokages. So when he did that, it was strange to see Orochimaru in so much pain, but it was good to see that he got his hands back. You know, these perverted hands are back in his grasp. And you know, it was good to see the Hokages finally get reanimated. And I would have loved to heard their voice, but we're going to have to wait till next week. And Orochimaru basically transplanted himself into the Zetsu, the extra Zetsu, the white Zetsu body that was there. So basically, he has to wait another 2 years to transform into a different body, which is good. He doesn't need Sasuke for now, for another 2 or 3 years, I think. I think it's 2 years, I think, yeah. But yeah. In between that time, there was a bit of a discussion. I don't know if you watched the first episode, you saw that Naruto jumped onto the pillars in the Hidden Leaf Village to look on to the landscape. And Sasuke did the same thing in this episode. But of course, the village is, how you say, like 20 feet on the ground or something, because it's all destroyed, but of course it's being rebuilt. And it was a bit nostalgic to see him do that. But of course, you know, that is his home village. He's from there. He has to respect it in a way, even though he wants to destroy it. And Suigetsu asks Orochimaru, don't you have the great time now to destroy the village? You know, don't you feel the need to do so? And he said, yeah, but he's no longer Hibai, meaning he's not really interested in doing it. He's not his old self anymore to do so, which is a good thing for Orochimaru. But anyways, this episode was great. I have a cold and I'm really hot from this summer, so terrible review on my part. I'm sorry about that. But of course, I'll give this episode a 7. Reason because I don't care about the flashbacks. I understand they're important to see different flashbacks from different characters, but until now, we're in a war. All we want to see is the war throughout. Important flashbacks like next week's episode will be great to understand, but for now, I don't care. I mean, yeah, great characters, Shikamaru and Ino, but for now, you know, it prolonged the episode a bit too long than I have wanted, and I didn't like it. So 7 out of 10. The animation was a bit on the downside as well. I think they're going to pick it up in next week's episode. They better, because next week is a fight that we have been wanting to see for ages. And I am going to be excited for it. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. I hope I get better next week so I can do a proper review. Stuffy cold. But I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Peace.